What's up, y'all? This is Pokey Pockets, and I'm here with a TCG strategy using Skarmory EX and Ferrothorn. The main point of this strategy is to use Ferrothorn first, get him to set up the whole thing. With his attack Spike Lash, this attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon for each colorless energy in that Pokemon's retreat cost. So, you would be using this guy first. You want to set up your whole deck to where you can get him out first. Say you draw your 7 cards and he's your basic. The one I usually like to have in my deck is AZ, to where you put one of your Pokemon into your hand and discard all cards attached to it. What you want to do is, if he did come out first, you'd have him out, let him take as many hits as you can without knocking him out to try to get him on your bench. And then you use AZ to pick him back up, or you can even attach a float stone later on and get him out. What you want to do is just get him out before Skarmory set up. So once you get Ferrothorn out with a couple colorless energy, I usually like to run 2 or 3 of these double colorless energy in a deck, and at least 1 metal energy. Right here I only got 4 because I want to get at least 1 double colorless and 1 metal. And then the other 3 would be Skarmory. Of course, you're not going to only have 2 Pokemon in your deck, so you have the necessary amount of energies for the rest of your Pokemon. So what you want to do first is get him set up. You put him out, use Spike Lash. That puts damage counters on all your opponent's Pokemon. Next, once he's already knocked out, you bring out Skarmory, and he will be able to use his Tailspin Pile Driver. If your opponent's active Pokemon already has any damage counters on it, this attack does 40 more damage. That's why you set up with Ferrothorn first. His attack attacks all your opponent's Pokemon. Now all of them have damage counters, so now no matter who he brings out, you got Skarmory already with the 120 attack instead of 80. His attack will do 40 more damage. Now what I usually like to run on him is, like I said, just if it's unfortunate that he's your basic Pokemon first and you're gonna attach a float stone or something, fine. But if he's not, I usually like to attach a Fighting Fury Belt. Not only does it add 10 more damage to your attack, but it also gives you 40 more HP, so you can last longer in the battle. Because now your attacks do 130. So you'll be able to knock Pokemon out at least within 1 or 2 hits. Like a Wailord EX that has 250 HP, you attach this, your attacks do 130, you'll be able to take them out in 2 hits. So that is pretty much the basis of using a Skarmory EX and a Ferrothorn card deck. Which you also like to use will probably be the Reverse Valley, where any damage done to this Pokemon's metal Pokemon or steel Pokemon by opponent's attacks is reduced by 10. You get to choose which way this rolls. So this is what I usually like to run in a deck. My Skarmory EX and Ferrothorn, Reverse Valley, AZ, and a Float Stone just in case you're not able to set up your Ferrothorn first. Fighting Fury Belt, Heavy Ball just to get Ferrothorn out from your deck if he's not in your hand yet, because if you pull out a Pokemon that has a retreat cost of 3 or more, and Ferrothorn does have 3 or more retreat costs. And then you just got your double colorless and your metals. So that is pretty much it for this type of deck. You want a Skarmory EX and a Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn gets set up first. You bring in your Skarmory EX after, and all your attacks do 120. Like I said, I like the Fighting Fury Belt, so now you're doing 130 damage. Get rid of any Pokemon such as Mr. Mime that protects your bench. Use a Lysander. Get that Mr. Mime out of the way. Get him to use that Spike Lash on all your opponent's Pokemon. Yeah.